Right then, this is a walk around video of a really fabulous car. This is a Honda Civic 1.6 diesel. It's the Tourer model SR, so it's a very nice spec car. This car's covered 85,000 miles in lovely, lovely condition. I'll go around the car for you. Lights and lenses are clear and intact without any cracks or condensation. Front bumper very clean. Bonnet again very good. Obviously with the miles it's got light stone chipping, which you already get. It's kind of those really light speckles, but they are in keeping with the car and much better than most. Near side of the car, absolutely mirror smooth in the panels. Inside front alloy really good. Side rear alloy good, but a bit of pickling right to the outside edge, 2 or 3 of the spokes there. Again, quite common on them actually, but that doesn't detract in any way. Favourite angle definitely for these Tourers is from the back here. It's one of these really good looking estates, where the estate actually looks better than the hatch in my opinion. Then round to the offside, driver's side of the car, again incredibly smooth in the panel work. Offside rear alloy really good, and panel work down the side again is exceptionally clean, and final alloy in really, really nice condition there. Coming into the back of the car now, enormous boots on these Tourers, and it's been kept brilliantly back here. Again, not always the case with the Tourers because they are generally used for their purpose. Nice to know that this car actually comes with a spare wheel rather than the inflation kit that you normally get, which is a cost option on the car. Coming into the back, it's been kept really, really well. For a family estate car of this mileage, the leatherwork is extraordinarily clean. Coming into the front now, front passenger side, again, amazingly clean. Front passenger seat looks like it's hardly had any use at all. Finally coming in on the front, driver's door card, again, incredibly clean. Likewise, footwell areas, and the driver's seat itself, again, exceptional. So inside the car now, engine's running as always. This section's of the dash can be seen illuminated, and dashboard just looks pretty much as new, incredibly clean. Sat nav working perfectly. Pop the car into reverse. Look at that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as it should. So the sun's just come out, which is frustrating because it gets quite glary, but hopefully you can see up there 85,972 miles, and that's, oops, pardon me, that is the view you get of the dashboard. I mean, it is exceptional. It's such a glorious interior in these cars, and as you can see, there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video. This is for Honda Civic 1.6 SR diesel, and it's the Tourer model, or otherwise known as an estate car. This car is registered OY64TPO with a mileage of 85,964 recorded. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online actually looking at any of our cars advertised, they get to see the advertised car in operation. The reason we feel it's important is very simple. It's because, like a lot of people, we've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs and description, only to get them find out when you drive it, it's got an obvious issue that shows up whilst you're driving the car, so hence that's why we do it. We also do it on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. So hopefully then it'd be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, lovely example, really is. And as lovely as outside and inside, it doesn't disappoint in the drive because it just drives beautifully. Engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. The 1.6 Honda diesel has earned a really deserved reputation for being a very long-lasting and reliable engine, but also an engine that's lovely to use day in, day out. It's flexible, quiet, smooth, especially on at a cruise as well. And the economy comes very easily to it. It's one of these engines where it's obviously better for the engine to drive it smoothly and to encourage the economy, but the economy comes generally very easily to it. Engine then feeds into the clutch and gearbox on the car. The clutch on the car is absolutely perfect, bite point exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. Gearbox, 6-speed manual gearbox on the Hondas. Again, just an object lesson to other manufacturers and just how to do a really good gear change, especially because most gear changes are, as this one is, cable operated to the gearbox underneath. And that means that a lot of its competitors can have gear changes that can feel kind of remote, vague, all sorts of things I hate in a gearbox, whereas this feels mechanical and precise. It's beautifully done, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. So all in very, very fine order indeed. The steering on the car and the chassis are superb, absolutely superb as a combination. The steering's got a lovely weighting to it, but it's very quick and precise. So going through corners like these, you hardly have to turn the wheel. The car responds instantly to your inputs, and it's very, very accurate, as I said. And it feels just as new to drive in that way. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but it's just as tight as a drum. Suspension wise, there's a horrible bump about to come up any second. Now it really is horrible. Just listening out for any kind of clonks, rattles or knocking noises coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there, and there's absolutely nothing at all. As I say, it's solid as a rock, the car. The chassis also gives you this ability to really flow through corners. If you like your driving, still like a car that responds, it's brilliant in that respect. But at other times it also has the ability to just cosset you. It's very smooth, supple, beautifully damped. And on these SR models, you've got this little button down here where I can change it from comfort, dynamic to normal, and that's for the rear shock absorbers. And it does make a difference in comfort mode, because I'm getting old and arthritic, I love it in this setting. It's very, very smooth indeed, but you don't lose a lot in terms of the the directness of the chassis. I'm just going to swing around here, sorry. But it just allows it to smother the bumps up a fraction better. In normal mode, it's sort of halfway house between the two, and in dynamic you can feel it is firmer, definitely. And obviously it helps if you've got a lot of weight in the back of the car in that respect as well. But there, and it functions very nicely. I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. There isn't, so that's pushing the brake pedal, so all good there. Just feeling in particular for any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there's nothing that I can feel at all. Finally, coming inside, and apologise for the sun being out. You shouldn't dare do that, should you? It's in beautiful condition in here. It's not been cleaned yet, but in reality it doesn't need cleaning. It is that nice. It's been kept wonderfully well. All working beautifully. Sat nav, as you can see, dual zone climate controls pumping out absolutely ice cold air, by the way. Heated seats again work exactly as they should. Dash has the buttons have this wonderful actuation of quality that Honda give you. They do a wonderful job, and just even the controls you're not using day in, day out, they still make it feel like it's beautifully manufactured. And you just got this fantastic dash design. It is brilliant, because it not only, in my eyes at least, because that's very much an opinion, I just think it looks brilliant. It's different, but it works perfectly. So the centre part here is actually quite conventional. Then you get this two-level twin deck, can't say it today, two-tier dashboard. But what's clever about it is it puts on the upper deck this stuff that you can look in at most commonly. So you've got information display there, and if you change things like your fan speed or radio, it shows it at a higher level. But the best of all is obviously the speedo, mounted right up high, so you can see as clear as day the speed you're going at without taking your eyes off the road for a second. It's simply genius in the way it works. Down below that, you've got a more conventional pod of 3 dials, obviously speedo, rev counter and temperature gauge. Steering wheel, nice thick rimmed, leather bound steering wheel, feels absolutely fantastic in hand with no obvious wear in it at all. One thing a video pictures can't impart to you is build quality. I mean, they are brilliantly put together cars. You know, it's 8 years old, it's done 85,000 miles or nearly 86,000 miles. No squeaks, no rattles, nothing. And that's typical of the Civics of this era rather. They are beautifully made cars. As I said at the start of the video, I mean, the point of it is literally just to pick up any issues there might be, of which there's nothing, none at all. It drives, it's a horrible cliche, but it is absolutely apt in this case. It just drives like new. It really does. If you've got any questions though, don't hesitate to give us a call.